Hello there, beautiful goddesses of your reality. Welcome back. This is Manifest with Jenny T, your mindset and spiritual coach. Before I get into the meat of the video, guys, I am going to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe so when I upload new content, it comes straight to you. So I'm going to try and do 10 minutes. That is the intention for today. But one does like to waffle, so you know me at this point. But that is the intention that I'm putting out. And it's a video that is has been very emotional for me on my manifestation journey. And it's something that I think I've really has probably caused me the most amount of discomfort, pain, frustration, anger, realizations, and maybe a little bit of relief, or throw in a bit of relief. But it's been a tough one for me to get my head around this. And the subject itself is releasing that attachment and understanding not everyone is meant to go with you on your personal journey, your manifesting journey, your journey of thyself and growth and all that good stuff. But however, it's been the hardest lesson that I've ever had to learn. And I think because it's my nature to want to cling, I suppose, love with all that I am. My nature is when I love, and there's no in between for me. It's a simple thing. I love you, so I will fight for you. I love you, so I want you in my life forevermore. Right? Very romantic notion. And now I've walked through a lot of my as I say, very heartfelt, heart-wrenching at times scenarios where I thoroughly realise that can't be the case always. It's very clear now, and it's kind of like rooted within myself and my being and my subconscious that I haven't even got to attempt to do that anymore. I haven't got to try to bridge that gap in any sort of way. Now I understand that it's nothing to do with me or necessarily the other person for not staying in each other's lives, because I know we throw these things around in the spiritual community, but it is really accurate that some people are there just for a season. And it's true, and those people can be extremely valuable within that season. They can be not the main player, because you're always the main player, but they could be, a great co-star for that season. But then when that season comes to an end, it's actually time to say goodbye. Lessons have been learned, and that's just the way it is. And it's sad because it's like bittersweet sadness sometimes that person was so prominent, or those people were so prominent in your life for a certain amount of time, be it a short one or a long one. And then there comes a time to say goodbye. And I think this is something a lot of people on their manifesting journey struggle with. And the reason why they struggle with this is because maybe the essence of getting into a spiritual practice and going on a manifestation journey is because one is a deep person, one is a deep mofo, and we emotions, feelings, connections actually really mean something very important in our existence. And so these lessons are like the biggest lessons for us to learn, because it's healthy to not have such strong attachments that we sort of dismiss our own needs and our own needs and wants, and who we are, to accommodate people wanting to keep people in our life. And so the video itself is to tell you that you can let that go. And that's not going to be an easy thing. And I know that because of my own struggles with this. But you can let that go. You can this is not your identity to follow this through always. That you are this loving, empathetic person who, with all great intentions, wants to be there for people and want to passionately fight for those people in your life. I want you to look at things another way, where you actually internalize that energy and you do all that fighting for yourself, because that's the energy that's really going to get you results on this manifesting journey. And again, I always have to stress, because people can't understand this, it's not getting obsessed with yourself where I'm this, my ego's this, I've got this, I own this, look at me. It's not that. That is not self-love. That's egotistical waffle, basically. And it's not true. So what I'm talking about is self-acceptance, and really investing that energy, what you're pushing out to others, really invest it back into yourself. Not always. I want you to understand that this isn't a thing where you've got to change the whole of your personality, because there are going to be times when that side of yourself, that passionate, beautiful side that fights for the ones that you love, it's the right thing to do in those circumstances. But that's the thing of being in coherence with the heart and the mind, the nervous system, and being in that relaxed space, is that you can make those judgments. What I think we've done, if you're a self-proclaimed empath and you know you've got all this love and passion for others, is that we've got that confused somehow. We haven't been able to decipher between the ones that we should actually be investing that energy into and making a difference, to the ones that we're not meant to. So just try as much as you can to understand that and to detach from that. Does it mean that you won't be that loving, caring person that you've always been? No, of course not. You're letting go of the unhealthy attachments. You're letting go of the parts that were never meant to serve you anyway. And that's the journey. That's the lessons. And I'm still learning these lessons, guys, because my ultimate goal is unconditional love, and that means that sometimes my energy runs away, where I see the pain of others and I want to fix them and I want to protect them. But then I've also learned these lessons where I comfortably pull back into myself and realize that if my energy is so depleted that I can't possibly do that job of helping somebody else in a bad situation, or fixing anything for anyone else, if I'm running on empty and expecting those people to fulfill my needs. So I hope that makes sense. And we can look at this from the spiritual aspect, or we can look at this as a very logical, psychological aspect of it. It makes sense that to really love, we have to be happy and contented within ourselves. So if you're anything like me, and this rings a bell, rings true, resonates with you, please come over to me for coaching and I will walk you through this process. I'm in service of you. I'm always there for you. Your happiness and your journey of self is something that I want to walk with you. I'm what's the word? Transmuting that energy into something I can actually change, guys, which is helping you with grasping these concepts. So I'm going to end it there because it's nearly 10, going on to 11. I love you. and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.